Hello and welcome to this first recap video, trying to give you some tips and tricks to get a hardcore Barbarian through the game and be able to complete it on hell difficulty. There's a few things I do differently than videos I've seen out there on YouTube, and I wanted to put my thoughts and opinion across and hopefully give you some tips. So, early stats, Act 1. We go Vitality to level 50, mainly to give us some base stamina, some quality of life, help us run through the game without using stamina potions as often. It will obviously increase our life as well, which is always good, especially in hardcore. Once we've got 50 Vitality, we put points into Dexterity so that our base value goes to 50 again. That's going to give us some early attack rating, which is really important on the Barbarian. And then once we've hit a base of 50 on Dex, we do the same with Strength. So 50, 50, 50, nice and simple. Once you've done that, you will then go back into Vitality and put all of your remaining points into Vitality. But by that point, you'll be in Act 2. Skills. This is where I do something a little bit different. A lot of people advise putting skills into either double swing or into your mace mastery. Maces are very strong early game, so if you come to Akara, something that you probably already know, as long as you've got the gold, you can buy a scepter. You want a cheap scepter, like that. 4 to max damage, 420 gold. Or you might get one with sockets, which we haven't, but you go, here's another nice one, 20% enhanced damage. So either of them two would do, or if it was a plain 350 gold, but has sockets, we can then put gems into it to give us more damage. So you're not going to beat a scepter early in the game for damage. They just are very strong, which is why for our level 1 and level 2 we go Mace Mastery. There's a lot of advice out there that says put more points into Mace Mastery, go to 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't like doing that. The reason for it is, with a lot of the Barbarian skills, you get 80% of the value of that skill in the early levels. Also, a lot of the Barbarian skills, especially the ones that improve your damage and attack rating, they improve it by a percentage of your base values. So if you're only doing 10 damage and we improve our damage by 100%, we only improve it by 10, which is a relatively small damage number in the Diablo 2 game, where you might have a sorceress who, just from putting a skill up, might get an extra 20 damage early, and that damage will ramp up quick. It doesn't happen like that on the Barbarian. So just put 2 points in. The main reason is for the critical strike chance. 1 point is 5%, 2 points is 9%. So we're down. So we'll go from a 1 in 20%, 1 in 20 to a 1 in 10. After level 2, that critical strike chance very quickly diminishes on how many hits you need to do a critical. So what, say at 2 we're at 1 in 10, it'll then be a 1 in 9, 1 in 8. So whereas the jump from a 1 in 20 to a 1 in 10 is huge. So instead of putting points into Mace Mastery, I advise putting points into Howl early. Howl is a really strong crowd control skill that most people don't use until you're at the end of the game and you use it as a synergy skill. but early on, even just 5 points into Howl will save your bacon. If we get surrounded by a load of monsters, press Howl and they all run away. Or if we encounter a special monster with all of its minions, Howl, all of the minions will go away and it will leave just the special monster for us to kill. And that has quite a lot of benefits. So I advise Howl to level 5 as soon as you can. The only thing you want to be aware of is the damage skill that we're going to use early is double swing. So just make sure you've got 1 point in bash at level 5, so that at level 6 you can get double swing. And then I advise leaving double swing at rank 1 for the foreseeable future. So 5 points into Howl. Once you've got your 5 points into Howl, we're going to put 1 point into Leap. And again, this is another utility spell. If we get surrounded, if we get stuck in a corridor, we can leap over minions. We can leap to a safe place. It will also knock all the monsters away where you land. So again, it's a really strong utility spell, especially on hardcore. And then after that, we're going to go back to War Cries and we're going to level Find Item to level 5. Barbarian is item dependent. There are a couple of special items out there, low level items that are very strong, but you still need to find them. So when you kill a monster, you can use Find Item on it and you will have a percentage chance of a second drop. So at level 5 we've got a 33% chance, or every 1 in 3 we're going to get that second drop. So it's going to help us find items quicker, which is really strong for the Barbarian. So what do we do differently in Act 1? Not much. Apart from the skills, you'll progress the quest line, quest 1, quest 2, quest 3, all the way through. And by the time you get to the Forgotten Tower in the Black Marsh, we will start to farm for experience and runes, which is the normal thing to do. So we got our Black Marsh waypoints. You want to run. We've got a couple of shrines on the way, which is good. So you check your shrine, fire resist shrine. You've got a minion pack here. You'd kill them because it would be good experience. You run through, playing offline, the maps are always the same, so we already know where the tower is. And we can run through our tower, go down to level 5, kill kill the Countess, and we'll get some runes. And we're going to do that over and over and over and over until we're about level 14. Which is the normal thing to do. So while we're doing all of that, we want to keep an eye out for chipped topaz. And as soon as we find any amount of chipped topaz, put them into a 2-socket helmet, which is going to give us some really nice early magic find, which will make a big difference to this character. Everything else is just normal gameplay. Once you hit level 14, then progress the story, kill Andariel, and then on this game, what I've advised is we bug Andariel. So I'm sure a lot of people know what that is, but for those that don't, when you kill Andariel for the first time, which is the Act 1 boss, and we'll go and do that really quickly just to show. If you kill her, and in the same game, go to Act 2 before you exit. So as soon as you kill her, go to Act 2, you're then safe to exit the game. And if you do that, she will be bugged, which means every time you kill her, you will get the animation that you've killed her for the first time, which is a load of fire on the floor. And by bugging her, you will have better drop rates for all of the items that she can drop. And most people do bug Andariel, but they don't bother with normal, and but we want to, because we are going to be farming Andariel on normal. So we run through. Take your time running through. We are on hardcore, so it's important that we don't get into a bad situation. But like I say, if we do, we can leap out of the way, or if we get some monsters that we don't want to fight, there's lots of monsters here, howl, and they go away. Howl. We don't have to fight any of these, we can just howl, and now we're safe. So, we're going to run through, killing Andariel. As soon as you've killed her, a little bit of time. So all this fire you can see on the floor, this only happens the first time you kill her, unless you bug her. So now, every time we kill Andariel, you'll have this animation of fire, and you know she's bugged. And she's going to drop better items. So that's really important. So we've killed her for the first time, we go to town, and before we do anything else, you can do other things, but just to make sure we bug her, talk to Warriv, go east.
Friend. Remember, if you need to return to the west, I'd be glad
as
to
soon as we go through,
caravan.
we are now safe to exit the game, and Andariel will be bugged. And that is all of my little tips and tricks. There's one more, apologies. So, skills, you do want taunt at level 1 as soon as you can. Again, taunt is a very strong utility spell. So I can show how this works. So if we go to any map, if you've got monsters that you want to prioritize as a kill, so shamans that raise the dead, or archers who do a lot of damage, we can use taunt. If I can find some. So here you go, here's a shaman. We can taunt the shaman and he runs towards us. That will stop him from raising the dead. I use taunt quite a lot. You'll see that if you watch the full videos, but that's my best tips. Howl, really powerful utility spell. We can leap, get out of situations, we can taunt, and just take your time, go through, level up in the Forgotten Tower, get your runes, kill Andariel, make sure you bug her. On the Andariel fight, to make it a little bit easier for you, because she does a lot of poison damage, your resistances will not be very good at that point. You can buy antidote potions, buy 3 or 4, and before you start to fight her, just drink them, and that will increase your poison resistance by 50. So that will make the fight much easier. I hope you enjoy them little tips and tricks. If you want to watch the full gameplay, they will be up soon. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy.